Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Dessert Universe Baking Videos. Today we will be making Canadian goose feet cookies. Let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is to make homemade cottage cheese. So take the milk and buttered milk that you received and move to the stove. You put your milk on a stove on a high heat, watch it closely. As soon as the milk starts boiling up, you add your buttered milk inside and then switch it off. As soon as the milk is hot and starting coming up, you dump your buttered milk in straight away. Then you switch it off, take it off the hot stove, cover it up and let it stand for about 15-30 minutes. So after about half an hour, what you need to do is take a nutmeg or maybe any other cloth that you have, and we're just gonna pour the mixture in and let it hang for about 6-8 hours to get all the excess water out. What you would need for your base is butter that is cold and from the fridge, flour that is already was mixed for you for the convenience with baking soda and baking powder, and some cottage cheese that you've made. First things first, we're gonna take the butter, we're gonna cut it in pieces, put it in a bowl. When you're done with your butter and it's in more smaller visible pieces, you will just dump your flour in and using your hands mix it up really nicely, like crumbled it. You just break in the butter with your hands and mixing the flour in. The size that we want to have is that butter shouldn't be bigger than a pea size. Just make sure all the big pieces of butter is crumbled down. I'm happy with it now. Everything is nicely mixed. So the last thing to do is to put your cottage cheese in. Now what we're trying to achieve is just to mix it well and that it becomes as one piece. Now that your cottage cheese and flour with butter is mixed nicely, you just leave this for about 30 minutes in the fridge before we're gonna make the cookies. You're gonna use a little bit of flour to warm up your dough, and then you're gonna get into making your cookies. Don't use a lot of flour, it will make your cookies a bit hard. As you can see, I'm making a longer strap, so I can just take a piece, create a cookie. It's up to you whether you want to have them big or like a bite size. So I'm just gonna take pieces, prepare them for convenience. can see this dough is very easy to work with. Doesn't stick to your fingers. Now that you're ready, use a little bit of a flour. Make it a nice round shape. Again, it is really up to you how thin you want it. I prefer it quite thin. Just a couple millimeters thick. And it probably will be easier for you if you just dump a little bit of sugar on the desk itself. And then what you're gonna do is you dip it into the sugar, you close it, you dip it again, close the sugar inside, dip it again, one last close, and just have a little bit sugar on the top, and that's your cookie. And then you just continue doing the same thing with the remaining of the cookies. And the last thing remaining is to put your cookies into the hot oven, about 400-425 Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. Now Canadian Goose cookies are ready to be enjoyed.